leaving the UFC, was that a very hard decision for you?
It was a decision that if it was up to me, I wouldn't take that decision. You know, the situation made me take a decision,
right.
But it wasn't something that I was expecting or that I was thinking, but I get to the point that I realized that for my good, for my best, I have to take the right decision for myself.
Right.
And that was a good decision for myself.
Because I'm looking at some of the things that you requested. You requested health insurance, the ability to have sponsorship for all UFC fighters. You are the advocate for fighters in all contract negotiation. And when UFC, they denied your request to resign you, it's like, okay, you're the first reigning champ to leave the UFC since 2004. So almost 20 years, Francis.
Yeah. But the reason why I did that, you know, it wasn't something that even early in my career I was thinking about. The reason that I was requesting all those stuff because was the thing that pushed me in the position that my back was against the wall. Then I have to figure out that, okay, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what get me here. If I wasn't back on the wall, maybe I wouldn't have figured that out. So then when I get my back off that wall, I'm like, no, I don't want to get in that position that I'm powerless. In fact, we all are in those positions that we are powerless. So you need to give something up,
right.
You know, not to make it can be even, but at least give something up.
Right.
Like I have a contract that I have no leverage in that contract, no power, nobody could advocate for me. Everything that is there is what you say. And I mean, like, even when they talk you talk about extension, you decide. You are the party and the judge. You say, okay, we are extending you. I don't even have a right to fight. I don't have. And those kind of things, they put me in the position to start things like that.
Right.
So obviously, that's how it come out.
So so when you had, being heavyweight champ, you have somewhat of a relationship with Dana. You sit down and have a conversation. You say, well, Dana, bro, come on now. I understand you guys have built this. You have an unbelievable company. But I'm Francis Ngannou. I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. Make some concessions.
No, I mean, he wasn't about me because I don't just think that, oh, I'm Francis Ngannou. What the hell? What do they have to do with the fact that you're Francis Ngannou?
Right.
I'm a fighter, and I believe that a fighter is the one that make that company, right? Without a fighter, there is not a promotion, there is not UFC, or there is not any other fighting promotion. How about just thinking of like giving them, a fighter, a little bit of a condition? Mm-hmm. And one thing that I said, the advocate for the fighters was just like, let's get somebody that, it wasn't even about a union. I said, let's just get somebody that speak for the fighters, who will represent the fighters in the board meeting. Because I do believe that sometimes your decision hurts fighter, but you didn't mean to, but you're seeing stuff from your perspective. But if somebody was there to explain you the fighter perspective, maybe you would have understand better and make a concession, mm-hmm. and make it a good decision for everyone.
Right.
So that was my request.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a big deal.
You want a fighter's advocate.
An advocate, right? And the reason why I did that also leading to a sponsorship, because I lost a sponsorship for the amount of money that I never make fighting, right?
Wow.
Because of one of their sponsors. So I'm in the position that I'm like, okay, I'm not making money. I can't fight until you guys want me to fight. If you are not happy to me, I cannot fight. And I have no right. That contract gives me no right to claim like, okay, I have a right to fight, 2 fights a year minimum.
Right.
There's nothing. You can sit me there for 1 year and a half and say, oh, we are looking, oh, this doesn't work, this didn't work out, oh, this can be good.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, that's not fair, that's not right, right? You're taking everything out from me, all my right, exclusivity.
Because you only make money if you fight.
Yeah, and so I'm exclusive, I'm supposedly independent contractor, but I'm not. Because I think the word independent contractor is just not to give me the benefit that employees will have, like such as health insurance.
Yes.
And most of the time, we in this sport, we get to the point that we need surgery or something that is more that we can afford. We cannot afford. A lot of fighters still fight paycheck after paycheck,
Right.
and that's why like when they finish a fight, go home, sit, and pray that they receive a call for the promotion, for the UFC to fight again, in order to have money. And by the time they have a fight, they're already broke. They already
spent the money that they made from the last fight.
from the last fight. So at least you cover something. Like I have seen fighter. I mean, even now I still see a lot of fighter that get hurt, but they can't go to the hospital. They can't pull out from the fight because they need to go because
you have to make the money.
No, they need to go into the fight. When they come out of the fight, they claim it as they was hurt in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only moment that they are covered. They have the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't do that, if they don't go to the fight, they will never benefit from that insurance. And I think it's not fair, in a sport that you're using your body, going after, you have a injury, and then you have to go with this injury for like maybe 1 or 2 months just because you cannot afford a surgery or something. I think.
You said something very interesting. You said that you had an opportunity for a sponsorship, that you would make more money from that sponsor than you would in the fight, but you couldn't do the sponsorship because of the sponsor with the UFC.
Yeah.
So the Dana then says, okay, Francis, you can't do that sponsorship, but since we have a sponsor, you can do this sponsor. Did he come to you with that?
No, and that, again, that's the kind of concession that I don't want. I think at this point, we are getting to the place that we can have our own right. And the reason, I think fighters get robbed from their platform, which is like sponsorship. Sponsorship is what athletes most of the time get a little more money.
Right,
basically,
yes,
for those who doesn't make money, they count a lot of on sponsorship. And obviously, when you're having a lot of,
or you can
money,
have an endorsement on your trunks or something like that.
Yes.
Gaming sites or something of that nature. Yes.
Yeah. And I understand that they want to make the sport clean and this. Yes, that's good. Credit to you. But at least have a department so you say, okay, maybe fighters are allowed to have 1 or 2 that will be checked if everything and fit into the box. If so, they can have it, but have it because that's their own.
Right.
But now you have to wear or carry all those sponsors on you that you
got to
use
all the UFC sponsors.
Yeah, basically. So no value for you.
Right. Jon Jones and Dana White. Dana said Francis wants to take zero risk. He's obviously didn't want to take a chance with Jon Jones. He also said Dana wants to fight the lesser of opponents and make money. Is there any regret that you left the UFC without getting an opportunity to settle you and Jon Jones?
I always regret it. Before I left the UFC, I've been asking this fight for almost 3 years. And guess what? They've been telling me that Jon Jones is scared. Jon Jones doesn't want to fight. Jon Jones doesn't want this. Jon Jones has enough money.
Right.
He's living in Abu Dhabi, that he's not spending that much money, so he doesn't need a risk. Jon Jones is not this. Jon Jones doesn't want this, and that's how they keep rolling, So it's a mechanism that they use in any sense, right? Of negotiation. And I'm sure like maybe at the same time, if Jon Jones is asking the same fight, they will say the same thing into this fight. And that's the problem. When you have somebody in the mirror that is controlling the information, the only thing that I know from Jon Jones is what the UFC will tell me from Jon Jones. The only thing that Jon Jones will know from me is what the UFC will tell him. So what means the power is here. He manipulates everything, both sides and public opinion.
What if the UFC and your current MMA sanctioning body says, you know what, this fight is too big not to happen? just like we saw with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. That was too much money for it not to happen. So we got 20, we got 40, we got 50 million. We're gonna split it right down the middle.
Well, I've been claiming this fight. I'm in the PFL. We can do the same thing as they did with Floyd Mayweather. But at this moment, PFL need to be involved.
Right.
Yeah.
But they want to cut PFL out. They just want to be.
I don't know what they want to do, but I do know.
But you would be willing to fight Jon Jones.
No, I'm willing to. I'm willing to still now, as long as we can find a way. I'm willing to do that fight. Not to go back to the UFC, but to fight.
But just that one. This is a one-time offer.
Yeah, just to fight Jon Jones.
But let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You make 25 million. Let's just say, for the sake of art, because it's gonna be the biggest. It's gonna be the biggest fight in UFC history.
Yeah.
You're a champion. He's a champion. Many believe he's the greatest MMA fighter ever. No matter what.
I believe too.
So you're gonna make now you get 25, you get 30, 40 million dollars in your bank account. How does Francis Ngannou stay motivated? That changes that amount of money, because now all of a sudden Francis got on mink slippers.
No, first of all, I think you have to find out what is your motivation.
Okay.
Sometimes, some people motivation is money. And for some people, money will help them to get higher, to find more. Like we are today in the gym, to a private gym that I have on my own. Money allows me to do that, to set. But I'm using money to build my own infrastructure and just to get better, because I'm going somewhere. I'm using it to accommodate myself better, to equip myself better to get there. I'm using those money to maybe, when needed, I don't have to take appointment with physiotherapy. I just have my own personal physiotherapy, and that's what I did, right? But my motivation is still the same. My drive wasn't to get money. Money will help me to get what I want. My drive was to do the best that I can possibly do, to find out how far I can go. And I'm still about to find out how I can go. Every time this get bigger and bigger, you feel the need of this, right? So you think before the Tyson fight, I was sitting home like, oh no, I'm not hungry anymore. No. I mean, it's been a long time since I'm not hungry, but I need that motivation, right? I still have that motivation, and even better. It's getting even better because you get that, and then your needs.
You see what's out there, you want more.
Yeah. More to achieve. Like, what can I do? Like, when I started my career, there wasn't like, a potential Jon Jones fight would be the biggest fight, one of the biggest fight. There wasn't a Tyson Fury fight that would be a biggest fight. You get to the point that you can get all that. Why would you? It would be a waste to retire without having all that, without testing yourself like that, since that's your goal.